Okay, we are recording. Welcome to our weekly team meeting. And we are going to talk about the road shows today. So Michelle and Pam just went to the Orlando one, and so they're going to give us their feedback, what's some maybe tidbits that they learned that we weren't aware of before, or how they're comparing. So Michelle, you are great about taking notes, so you are going to lead the way, Medea.
Okay, that's what I was going back and looking at my
Hello.
notes to say. Hello.
Oh, we can hear you, Pam. But
Oh,
Michelle,
I thought it got disconnected. I'm sorry. A phone call came through on my phone. I thought it disconnected me.
Oh,
Okay.
and I tried to put my headphones on because my son is here and I didn't want him to have to listen to our jibber jab. But no, it was very exciting being there. The energy in the room was just unbelievable. A little noisy for my ears and my age, but you know, people were really getting very excited about it. I love to listen to the testimonials. They had people go up on the stage, and they had people talking about how long they were in, what their ranks were, some ideas of how to do it. They went through step by step the dashboard, which I loved. And they also had a compliance gentleman up there talking about all that we can and cannot say. And we just had Pam and I was with another gal, Lisa. I don't know, Lisa said she might pop on, but she found some things on Pinterest. So she asked me if she could use them. And I looked at them, and they were definitely older. And I said no, because they talked about blood sugar, or they talked about cholesterol, and they talked about blood sugar. You can't use anything like that. So, you know, the gentleman who was talking about compliance was very adamant about, you just cannot do it. You can describe it, but you can't talk about anything. And we really, I know that we've heard that before, protect the house. He could not stress that enough, that if when in doubt, send it to compliance. If you see something, say something, because it really is people not knowing. I don't believe that people do it maliciously or, you know, on purpose. I just think that they don't think about it, and they post what they see, or they copy from somebody else without really looking at the fine prints. And even the couple things that Lisa had today had My Daily Choice on it, so it looked legal, but somebody might have cut and pasted it. But it had lowers cholesterol, lowers blood pressure, lowers blood levels, and we can't say anything like that. So it was very, very exciting to be there. It was really almost like a football rally, you know, that you're all excited, everybody's cheering and everything. There were people who had never been there before, who were just learning about it. So in that respect, it was interesting to hear some of them talk specifically to them. But Pam and I at one point said, when they were talking about their what their why was, some of them were talking, and I know we're in a closed group, and Sandy mentioned something too, but it really, they were talking about their aches and pains again. And you know, I know that we get passionate about our story and what we've used with the CBD oil, but we cannot talk about, you know, my knees don't hurt anymore, I don't have to take an ibuprofen anymore. You can't mention anything like that. So I got a lot out of the compliance stuff. So yeah, Florida compliance. Yeah, my son says the same thing as with their dispensaries with the Florida compliance. I don't know what Pam wanted to talk about. Pam, were you going to talk about the Tina Joy Spencer? Because I took notes from her.
Oh, I'll let you share a little bit about her, but I just wanted to jump in for a second and talk about, you know, so first the compliance guy got up, and, you know, like Michelle said, he was very adamantly reinforced the fact that not only can we not use disease names, but we can't say pain, which we all know, that we can't even indicate that we no longer have to take, and I know I'm guilty of this, we no longer have to take XYZ medication, or even if you don't name the medication, we cannot infer that the oil has allowed us to stop taking any type of pharmaceutical medication. We cannot do that. So it was a little stricter than I had heard before. And then what was funny about the whole thing, they had probably about, I want to say about 8 people up on stage that were going to, share their testimony. And the first 3 that went were completely non-compliant. And Michelle and I were looking at each other like, holy smokes, the guy just talked about it 2 seconds ago. So you saw the MC of the event, which was this cannabis cowboy who's one of Josh's best friends. I had never seen him before, but he was amazing. But he started at the other end of the line, and you could see him go one by one, whispering in their ear, please be compliant, please be compliant. And from then on out, they were. But we said it would have been nice for the compliance side to step in after those first 3 and say, while those are tremendous testimonies, here's how you could have maybe said that differently. It would have been a great teachable moment, and they didn't necessarily take advantage of that. But, it's really easy to sit in the audience and say, oh, you should have said this, or you should have done that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, why don't you talk about Tina Joy? She was a real treat.
Holy smokes. She was really very inspirational, and she talk about pulling herself up from her bootstraps up. She had been arrested. She was an alcoholic. She was talking about things that I brought tears to my eyes listening to some of the things that she's gone through. Lost her children at some point, got them back, but she was giving us some ideas for us to post on, for engagement and reciprocality. She said, share your story. Never think that your story is not good enough. And then another thing she said was 5 things about you that make you who you are. Okay. There's 5 pillars of what you stand for. Talk about groups on Facebook being huge. How she said, we have a couple groups, We Dream Big, and then I have the Power CBD team group. We love those. Not necessarily does everyone talk on those, but if there is a question, honestly, somebody's up most all the time on that. If you have a question, somebody will get back to you with an answer. And that was what she was saying, how that kind of talking and sharing of ideas is really important to grow a team. When you show me you were, she was funny. She had us laughing. She goes, when they show me you are interested in my business, be relentless to follow up until they block you or you die. I don't know I'm going to be that relentless. But she said, be intentional when you post. Tell a story you put out there that you want to put out, and then you want it to get back. That when you tell a story about yourself, you kind of open it up and someone goes, oh, wow, I've had that same experience, or oh, wow, that's interesting. This happened to me. She said that back and forth is the engagement that you want, and people really like to read about what you're doing and what your interests are. So she also said to clean out your friends lists every now and then. I don't know how to do that, but I was going to, next week when I have some time, I was going to go through and look at my old friends list, like people I've not heard from in a year or two. She said, each person who comments on your post, you have to comment with a statement back showing that you care, building a likability, trust, and that you care. A personal post, a passionate post, and a business post. She said, A plus C equals R. Action plus consistency equals results. So, it was good to hear her talk about all these. And Pam, do you remember what her rank was? I don't remember. I think she's gotten up there.
She's at least 50. I don't recall. Okay. She might be higher than that. But I have to just add in there too. First of all, she's adorable. Yeah. But second of all, she was talking about branding yourself. Her thing is, because she lives near Orlando, is her Mickey ears. Yeah. She has Mickey ears in every pattern, color, design that exists. So when you see her, you expect to see Mickey ears. And it's just like a quirky, funny little way that she brands herself, because everybody knows that Tina Joy's going to have Mickey ears on. And she was talking about just, different ways that you can brand yourself to make yourself memorable, or to have people take action, or, what's she going to do next type of thing. It was cute.
Oh, here's another one. She said, put in your search bar a passion that you like. Like, let's say you like cooking, or you like drinking wine, or you like gardening. Put it in the search bar of Facebook, and it will bring you to like-minded people. And then you get engaged in that group, and then they go, oh, well, what else do you do? And then that, you branch out to other groups. So I didn't realize you could do that either. Put a passion that you have in the search bar in Facebook. So
yeah, I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah. And then she said, do a vision board. Do a vision board for 90 days. List 12 things you want and be specific. What you say, feel, and believe will come true. So, she was very passionate, because she had been down as low as probably somebody has been, and then just said, you know what? Here's my vision board. This is what I want to get out of this. And she's pulled herself right back up again,
Yeah. And your vision board too, you can put on your phone. Like I have mine on the lock screen of my phone. So when I turn my phone on, it's there.
Oh, really? Is your front page?
And then
Harley.
And so one of my things on there is a new house. And so we're getting a new house, so
Great.
And it's right there. It's something that I see every day.
Okay.
Harley.
And I can't show you because it's my kids that pop up now, but it's the very first screen. Is my
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so it works. And so if you have it on your phone, because we're always seeing our phones,
Hi, Harley.
you'll be seeing it
Hi, babe.
all the time.
Good girl. Hi, you.
Who's talking to their dog?
I just muted.
I love that. So one of the things too that, when you talk about the differences, so Anaheim was the first road show, and Josh and Jenna were there, and everything was there was a lot of high energy and a lot of rah-rah, but everything was kind of as you would expect it to be. It felt like Orlando. It was fun because there were some unexpected things. I think some of the language that was coming from the stage was a little bit unexpected. In fact, we learned a new acronym, GTS, like in Sam, and it's basically Google that, fill in the blank.
I just did it. GTS, Google that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so that word was freely flowing from the mouths of the people on the stage. But, the Cannabis Cowboy was amazing. I thought he was a great MC. And then I was sharing with Laura, Andre Popa, who the only time, like when I've seen him on a panel, he and his wife, his shtick is kind of like popping up every 5 seconds saying, isn't she hot? Referring to his wife. And it's, it's funny the first time, maybe the second time, maybe the third time, but like over and over again, it's kind of like, all right, shut up already. So when I saw that he was going to be speaking, I thought, oh God, but oh my God, he was like the last guy up. He was amazing. I don't know if this guy's a psychotherapist in his real life, but he brought a gal up on stage to kind of talk about her story, and she just never felt that she was good enough. She wasn't a good enough mom. She wasn't a good enough wife. She wasn't a good enough daughter to her mother. And he just literally walked her through. It was like a giant therapy session but it was so potent because I know there were people sitting in the audience that were thinking that same thing. And he showed her how to turn that around on each of those different levels. And I just had a whole new respect for him. I thought that was one of the most amazing parts of the whole day.
Yeah, and it was great that they closed with that, because it really, you could have heard a pin drop when he was talking. And you know, he really did say, whatever you say to yourself will come true. So if you say to yourself, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, this will never happen to me, I don't have time for this. Once you verbalize that, and then it becomes out in the atmosphere, then it becomes part of your mantra. So you have to really go back and say, I am good enough, I can do this. And you know what? I can do what I can do today. And tomorrow, like, I love what somebody just posted, you don't have to be perfect. Was it perfect? We're not looking for perfection.
Progress.
Progress, right.
Yeah,
and you know, yeah, I love that. I did. And it was, you don't have to really be anything more tomorrow than you were today, but just try to make tomorrow better than today. You know what I mean? So I really did enjoy listening to him kind of take her out of this doldrum. I mean, you know, she's a HempWorks affiliate, so she's trying to, you know, make better herself. But when he started asking her, well, why can't you do this? Well, I just never did this. And he goes, and he just almost like, it was like a cleansing for her. It really was. It was, you could see her starting to stand taller when he was, you know, working with her, talking with her. And by the time she got off the stage, she was really kind of a transformed person. I really thought it was very meaningful.
That's awesome.
Quite amazing and quite cathartic. And it really, and it was just about, you know, with you got to practice positive self-talk.
You're going in and out, Pam.
Every single, oh, you know what, I'm going past electrical things. Can you guys hear me better now or no?
Yeah. Don't get zapped.
No, they're just lining the freeway where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, it was just about the positive self-talk.
Yes,
that's
very
so important.
Very important. Yeah, and that's things I teach teachers too when I train them. You know, this kid comes in and has a behavior, and you roll your eyes and go, not again. Here we go. You know, or he's doing it on purpose, or he's such a brat, or whatever. But the positive self-talk is, what happened to him this morning? You know, what kind of a bus ride did he have? Did he have anything to eat for breakfast? I mean, those are all things I try to teach teachers to train their brain to look at things differently, you know. I didn't get a customer today. Why is that? Well, what did I put out? Was my store open? Do people know I'm out there? I'll tell you, this last week I've heard from 3 different people who I've seen them like my posts. And I sent Pam something that the girl said yesterday. Michelle, I know you're all things CBD, so can you answer this question for me? And I thought, you know what, that was quite a compliment. You know, that she's looking at me. I must have, you know, through my posts, developed a rapport. Well, I had a rapport with her anyways, but now she wants to try CBD, and who's she going to call? Well, she reached out and got a hold of me. Her husband is a doctor, and she's a nurse, and she's reaching out to me for CBD. You know, so, you know, you just really have to make sure that people know that your store is open. And if you don't,
because Michelle, you've been consistent, and you have branded yourself as someone who is knowledgeable about CBD. Yeah. So whenever those people that are watching are ready, of course they're going to reach out to you. Right. But sometimes people get frustrated because they don't hear from people right away, and they stop posting. Well, once you stop posting, then the people that have been watching are thinking, oh, you know what, she must have tried that for a little while, and it must not have worked out well for her.
Right.
So that's why it's just so important to be consistent and
Yeah,
you know, be out there.
exactly.
It's just looking for maximize visibility.
You trying to analyze your notes?
I am. But then where did I get this from? This is the 17th, so it wasn't on Saturday, but this was from maybe Tanya. Did you know that because there's so much content on Facebook, it can sometimes take between 48 to 72 hours for your friends to see your post?
You know, that's really funny because I've noticed that. I've
Have you?
noticed people comment on my post, and it's like 2 days after I posted it.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Well, my son just said not everyone goes on Facebook every day, but yeah, but because there's so much on there, it could take between 48 and 72 hours for someone to see your initial post. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting.
So overall, I thought the road show was great. I thought it was very different. It was a much more casual feel than Anaheim. That felt a little more structured with Josh and Jenna there. But I would imagine that each of them kind of take on their whole, you know, a different kind of feel. Because, you know, we did this one, we had Candice Bird Davis was on a panel, but she didn't have a primary speaking role, which I was kind of hoping she would, because she brings so much light and energy to a room.
Yes,
And I know some of the other ones, she has been a primary speaker. So, I mean, she was in Anaheim, right, Laura? That's
Yeah.
where I think I first saw her.
and she was in Nashville too, and so was Lacey.
Garza.
Yeah,
Garza, yeah.
Garza. She was a panel person there too. But I think that if anyone can go to them, I mean, it really was it got you really psyched up, you know, and it was really great to see so many people. They said that we had so many people that the fire marshal was going, you know, they were concerned about that. So obviously we sold it. Brian, can you turn that on me? It's so hot. We definitely filled the room.
What did the butlers talk on? Because I think that.
So they did the products, and it was I think Travis was great. Kristen was very quiet, and they were doing a little bit too much, I think, of the back and forth, the
Husband
shtick,
wife stuff.
you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to really focusing on the product. So that was one thing that I think could have been improved. Travis was great. Kristen probably, you know, should not be on stage so much, but
Yeah, she didn't
I
have
know
a big
it's just a little bit of a
tour. Yeah, he definitely had more presence than she did. Yeah.
But he was great. He was fabulous. But they did the product piece of it.
And the nice thing about it was when they told us that PowerPoint was in our back office, I did scroll through it initially because I wanted to look at it. But Sandy was sitting next to me, and I went, wow, these are really, because people were taking pictures of all of them. And I was like, I said to the people in front, they were new. And I said, you know, this is in our back office. And I looked at Sandy, I said, I'm right? She goes, oh, yeah. So, I mean, this is right? So that would be something if you were going to go to like, you know, a coffee, you know, have a little coffee time. Those slides are very, very informative. And you really don't need to have a whole script written because it's all written up there for you to explain to people what everything is. So I would highly recommend everybody to look at the PowerPoints that we have in our back office.
Yeah,
I think you'd be amazed at how much information you'll get from that.
In fact, Michelle Schaefer did an opportunity presentation, and she used the slides. She had it in a flip chart. So she printed off the slides and had it in a flip chart.
Yep.
Use it.
That's a great idea. And then, so Aaron Parker did the compensation plan, and he did a very cool visual with binary, basically asking people to stand and represent this many people that have been signed up on the right leg and this many people on the left leg. And he did it with like live people, so you could visually see the impact that it could have as you grow your business. I thought that was very cool.
I did too. I did definitely too. Yeah. Because he was trying to talk about the power of four, like you do. You talk about that, Laura.
Okay.
And he was saying how this is really as simple as it gets. You get your 4, and then your 4 get their 4. So it's not like you're dropping the ball. You're encouraging them. But once you get your 4, and you get 4 like-minded people, now that's key there. Like-minded people. Then they get their 4, and then it just grows exponentially that way.
Right. And I think that's what they teach in the Vision team, Robert Hollis's team.
Yep.
That's where Davis is from and Aaron Parker's from.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all in there, and they focus very much on the business part.
Yeah, and he's made some mention of too of, you know, when they do that, just you're signing everybody up at the executive level. So you're immediately making good money, your people are making good money, and people are starting to see all of that.
Right.
And it, you know, it really comes down to it. I mean, we know that there are ways to get to executive quickly within a month. And it's almost like when people come in and just come in as a builder, they're not really seeing the vision, because it's not, you know, for that, you should probably be a customer, right? But if you're really looking to build the business, because that can happen quickly. As people you sign up, turn around and sign other people up, and then as a builder, you're not getting paid on those other people on your level, you know, on your level 2s.
Right.
So he talked in terms of everything at the executive level.
Yeah.
I have a question. Does it matter how somebody gets to executive? For me,
Nope.
Let's say that somebody is under me. Does it matter how they get there, or that they just get there?
They have to have 2 director packs in 1 month.
So it doesn't
Well,
matter.
Or they could buy an executive pack, right?
So does that change it? Does that make a difference whether they do it 2 director packs or an executive pack? Does that make a difference to me?
You make less money. You make less money if it's 2 director packs.
Okay, that was the question. So I make less money if it's 2 director packs, but they end up in the same. They end up in the same place.
Right.
But I make less money if they do 2
Correct.
direct. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes that's just a logical thing. You know, if somebody just literally can't do the $5.99 for whatever reasons, and a lot of people can't, but they want to be serious about the business,
Right.
they just need, and whether it's 2 director packs or not, that's just the most logical, because that's where the savings is. But as long as they total 200 BV within a calendar month,
Right.
personal volume,
Right. It doesn't make
become executive.
Yeah.
You know what the difference is, Laura, in that 4x4 thing? If they're not coming in with executive packs, you're not making the volume as quickly, because the volume in executive packs is 400 BV. When you're doing 2 director packs, it's only 200. So to get to 5K, it's going to take you longer. You're going to need more people than if they came in and bought executive packs.
When you get, so this came up today, I was looking, because Pamela took me through my back office yesterday, thank God, and told me how to find things. So when you get paid on Thursdays, let's say that you have a monthly BV of, let's say the 2,000. What does BV equal in payment? Is there a?
It depends.
Yeah, so it all depends. So when you click on, so we got paid today, right? So you click on view earnings, and then it'll show you how much you got paid, and all those are links. So you click on that link, and then that'll open up, and it'll show you where the money is coming from, the different levels.
Yeah. Okay, she told me that. I'm ding dong. Okay, I told her.
Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I told her I was going to forget it. I knew. I did. Okay. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just click on that, and then you can see where it's all coming from.
I forgot. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
But
and back to Laura, back to your original question is, how do you determine how much dollars equals the BV that you're seeing. It just really depends because there's a lot of different ways you can get to that 2,000 BV, spending a lot of different kinds of money. So there's no way to equate it.
Okay, yeah, and you told me that yesterday, and that was yesterday.
But I told you a whole bunch of things yesterday.
I know. That was a few days
But
ago.
here's yeah. So Laura, here's two exciting things that happened to Lisa and Linda on my team, who are now becoming more invested. You know, so they both are executive, and we worked on Lisa getting to be an executive last month, so she became executive. Now, once you are an executive, you only have to have 90 PV every month, okay? So both of them got paid today. They both only had, I think, 2 new customers from last week to this week, but they both made 50%. Like Linda brought in two 50s, so she had 100 BV come in over this week, and she got $50. So she immediately made 50% of that BV jumpstart. That am I saying this right, gals? Hopefully I am, because I wooed her today. I went, you got paid, and you got, you know, you brought in, and she brought in 100, and she got $50 because she was an executive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, as opposed to the $35 she would have gotten
if she was a builder or a director. Yeah.
Director, yeah.
Well, a builder would have only gotten $30. Yeah.
30, yeah.
So the percentage. So if I'm 50%, if you're executive, you get 50%. But does 50% of 100 BB equals $50?
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
You can't look at BV as money. It's points. So whatever points they are, so it was 100 points, BV, but she got paid on 100 points, 50% of that was in $50. If she had 200 points, she would have gotten a $100 jump start.
So 1 point is $1. Is that right?
It doesn't. See, this is the part that gets confusing with it. They're not. Okay, so I shouldn't have said points. By BV, your business volume, what you sell in a week. Okay, so myself, I got. I had a 20. Yes, I sold it. I sold one product at 80 BV, or 2 products at 80 BV, and I made $40 because that was a brand new customer of mine, and they bought 2 products that added up to 80 BV. Okay, now I'm an executive, so of that 80 BV, I got $40.
And because Pam sponsored Michelle, Pam got $4 off Michelle's $40.
Right.
And then I got 8%. I think it's 8 because I sponsored Pam. So if you're $40, I got. I mean, if you're however BB 80 BB, I got 8%.
Right. And then I told Linda and Lisa that I made money off of theirs. So I mean, that's what you want people underneath you to see, how that those levels, you're still making money, you know, as you go down with people underneath you. Does that make sense, Laura?
Yeah, it does. Yes.
Yeah.
It does now, because I remember that Pamela told me about how to find other things in my back office. And so now I need to go back in there, because I looked at the monthly BV, and I was like, oh, okay. Monthly BV divide in half, which is 50%.
No, you can't
do that.
because
monthly is a different binary, because then you have to be binary qualified to get the monthly.
I don't even care about monthly. I don't even care about binary. I don't care about my legs don't matter right now, because I got no legs. Okay.
Just focus on signing people up and you'll get jump start.
I got no freaking legs.
So, you know, Lisa came up with a really cool thing, a week or so ago. She basically said, okay, here, I know that our week goes from Friday to Thursday.
Right.
and then we get paid the following Thursday.
Right.
So she said, I just will figure out how much I want my paycheck to be on that following Thursday, and then I'm going to go sign up that many people.
Right. She said, Michelle, I want to make $100 a week. What do I need to do? So I got her to executive. We got her to executive. And I said, for you to make $100 a week, you have to sign up, Jumpstart, 200 BV every week.
Okay.
So 200 BV could be 8 orders of a 50, of a 750, or 200 BV.
No, that'd be 400 BV.
Oh, that'd be 4. Okay. See, Pam is my right brain person.
You just gave Lisa a raise.
And
Okay,
then-
I can't do numbers.
And then the benefit of growing a team, then you don't have to worry about doing that 200 BV a week on your own to make your $100.
Right. Right.
Because your team does it, and that's, helps you, and that's the benefit of growing a team. So you're getting, instead of 100% of your own efforts, you can get 1% of 100 people's efforts.
Right.
Right? And that's the beauty of network marketing.
Yeah. I mean, my paycheck this week, honestly, I only had one person that I signed during that week period. So all the rest of my check was off of people that were below me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a thank you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because I only had one this week too, and the rest was from you guys. So thank you.
We're here to please. We aim to please. Yeah.
That's why you guys all want to focus on building a team as well.
Right.
Right? You just
Of like-minded
So
people.
yes.
It really has to be. I mean, I keep telling myself every day, I got to find people of like-minded people, because I have probably, I don't know, Pam, how many do I have? 10 affiliates, 11 affiliates. Some I don't hear anything from. So, and then I have a couple who are doing a lot of work. I need to get a couple more who are doing a lot of work, because, you need like-minded people.
Yeah. Entrepreneur mindset and not
Right.
employee mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that was huge when Lisa said that. She just private texted me and said, okay, here's the deal. I'm not working summer school, because she always works summer school. Not working summer school. I'm putting 110% into this HempWorks. I want to make $100 a week. How many people do I need to sign up every week? I said, so from Thursday night to midnight, starting from that Friday to the next Thursday at midnight, if you want to make $100, you have to have at least 200 BV that you have sold, or, that you've signed up. So, today she got, I don't know, I don't remember. I think she made $50 today. But she said, so I when I saw that, I congratulated her. I said, woo, you made $50 today. So, I wanted to really jumpstart that. And Linda made 90. So I wanted them both to see, this is your concerted efforts. You both kind of got into it the last week and a half, and look at what happened. You made 90 and you made 50. And wouldn't that be great to have that every week, or double that every
And
week?
to have other people and to have other affiliates underneath
Right.
you working just as hard as you. Can
Right.
you imagine?
Right.
That would be, that's what the goal is.
That's right.
That's what the goal is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Just need people to catch the vision.
I know I didn't diss any of my affiliates on here, did I? Because this is going to go live, right? Or you're going to.
You're post it. Yeah, no. Everyone's, and the beauty is, it's everyone's own business, and they work
It
it how
is.
they want, right?
It is.
They-
But I always say, I'm here for you. Do you
Right.
need help? You
Yeah.
know?
And that's
What-
that's how I am. I don't hound any of
Nope.
my affiliates.
either.
I don't message them to say, what you doing. I just want them to know that I'm available for them. I'm always here to answer their questions, help them in any way, but I'm not going to be hounding them.
No.
I show them where to go get the information. If you want to do training, Judy's group, tons of training in
Right.
there. She's broken everything down under the learning tab, under units, all the training on how to do everything is in that group.
Right.
If you have a question about something, check in her group. There's thousands of affiliates in there. Search the thread. I bet it'll pop up. If not, ask the question. People will help answer.
Right.
You know, so there's so much there, you know, for people. But I'll talk to anyone, you know, if anyone has someone that has a question, you know, I'd love to talk to anyone. So I'm here, but I'm not anyone's babysitter or boss or
Right.
anything like that, right? So.
But I do try to reach out to each of them at least once a week. How's it going? Do you need any help? Here's a couple, and Pam and I many times we'll put something up and then we'll bring it right back to our big group and say, look I put this up and it was an engagement post. I got in 5 hours I got 55 comments. You know what I mean? I got 4 shares. So now that's my name is being shared out 4 times from people. You know what I mean? That's how it circles all back to them knowing who you are and making more friends. So it's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if people don't know you're out there and you're not open, they really don't think you're still involved in it. And they think, well, it's something she did for 6 months and now she's not doing it anymore. No, I'm still doing it. And every day I try to make a post and, you know, I have a couple different passions and they do say, don't just post about CBD. I mean, I post about pancreatic cancer. I post about CBD. I post about autism. I post about, you know, just if I find something that's interesting, you know, I'll put hey, did you know about this? I had no idea. I don't know, this aluminum thing. Anybody see my post on aluminum? You know, you're not supposed to cook your potatoes in aluminum foil on your grill. Like,
Yes.
where have I been? Under a rock? I didn't know that.
Aluminum's terrible. You should throw away all your aluminum pans too.
I know.
Yeah.
But you can bake with them. You can cover your lasagna with aluminum because it's not touching the food. You just can't have it underneath it where it's cooking. Huh?
As long as it doesn't seep down on it.
Seep down in it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just tossing my aluminum foil out. But that conversation went on about, I'll tell you, there were probably about 45 people that were on that conversation. We were just going back and forth. And there were some people I didn't know their names. So, you know, I made a comment on that because I posted it.
We see those.
I should do a Teflon post.
Yeah,
Those Teflon pans, you should throw them all away.
Well, I have to do, you know, I did the aspartame one again. People didn't know. And now my son today, you know, I've been with him for 3 days. He's been having these kind of, you know, aches and pains. And I saw him put this Crystal Light in a bottle of water. I said, what the hell are you doing? He goes, oh, I like the, I said, it's got aspartame in it. And honestly, he's been doing it for about 2 weeks. And about 2 weeks, he's been having some joint issues. It was a demon for Patrick also. So people, you're better off drinking fresh lemonade than to get a Crystal Light. And I can't even believe in 2019 they still have aspartame in things. I can't believe it. It's poison. So,
but those are really good engagement posts because you're right. People don't know. Like there's a lot of things we all don't know, and so those make for really good engagement. And if you can even, like, I try to weave in the CBD stuff. Like when the other day I had to go, when was it? Losing track of time. Whatever day it was, I had to go have an MRI done. Yeah. And just in the whole, I posted about it because I'm really open about anything about me. It doesn't matter. And I said, thank goodness I have my CBD oil. But it was just mixed in with the rest of the copy. So It wasn't like in your face. But, you know, it was just a little opportunity to make a mention.
Yep. And you didn't even have to say that it was calming you down, but your post in itself talked about how kind of nervous and anxious you were, and you just said, "Thank God, thank goodness I brought my CBD oil with me."
Yeah, I don't even know if I talked about that. I just said I was having an MRI, and anybody that's had an MRI know what it feels like to go in that machine. So yeah, I just try to kind of drop it into whatever. Laura Hentilli, you do a really good job of that.
Yeah.
I do? Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, so you do. You put it in random places, almost sometimes where it's not expected, but I would think, oh, I need to try that.
Yeah. Well, that one I did a picture of me, you know, when you think of me when you think of CBD. When you think of
Yes,
CBD,
I love that one. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and then one of our friends says, whenever I see CBD, I think of you. You know, so he wrote that. So that's good, you know, because then,
That's the relationship now.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're putting that into somebody's mind, and you're speaking it so.
Right. And I don't know how many people just read it, scrolled on, didn't
Right.
copy it, didn't comment on it, but they read it. Right. So
Right.
then,
Yep.
then in their mind, you know.
Laura, excuse me, this is Jeannie, and I apologize for the Harley incident. I accidentally hit the speak button.
Oh, no.
I hope you
It
will
was
post
cute.
Thank you. I hope you will post something about the Teflon.
Okay.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will do that. I'll think of something and some picture or something and do it. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Any questions, you guys, or?
No, we just need to get more people on these calls, because you know what? Look at all this great information we just shared back and forth.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people watch? Can you tell how many people watch like the recording later?
Yes, I can.
So how's that look?
Many, like 8 people have viewed it, 10 people have viewed it. I don't get to see who, but I can see. Yeah, because I put it up on YouTube, and then from YouTube it shows how many people watched it. So I don't know what we're going to do. I probably should stop the recording. We can. Yes, Michelle.
I was watching Candace, speaking of Candace Bird Davis, she's amazing. I agree with everybody on her. She does a lot of affirmation stuff. And one of the ones that, in her presentations, I've watched a lot of them, and she says a lot of different affirmations and things like that. But there's one that really stuck out to me, and I'm going to read it so you guys can know it. Cause when you say it, I'm not going to say it how I would normally walk around the house and say it or whatever, or how she says it. I'm not there yet. But when you put power, I notice that when I'm saying it by myself and I'm alone and I put some power behind it and I raise my voice and I just kind of empower myself, you should try this. It's pretty cool. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Go.
Engaged in a vision that is bigger than myself so that no one or nothing will get in the way of the legacies I create for myself. I've engaged in a vision that is bigger than myself so that no one or nothing will get in the way of the legacies I create for my family. I've engaged in a vision that is bigger than myself so that no one will get in the way of the legacies I create for my team. And she just said that, and I wrote it down. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. It fit for me. So, when I'm walking around, I'm like, yeah, nothing's getting in my way, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how the road shows are, because they're going, all right, who's doing? And, and if you weren't loud enough, he'd say, I can't hear you. It was good. No, I think that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of the road show, sorry to chime in, but I'd like to share something that I think is really important, that these road shows talk about and everything, and some of us go, some of us don't. I went to my very first one, the very first thing of any HempWorks thing that I have been to, event or meeting or anything, and it was the Anaheim Road Show. And I was there with somebody else other than Laura. And so what I want to say is just, when you're there, if you're going, people are watching you. Because I hunted her down. I watched her interact with people. I watched her just how her presence was and how people looked up to her, wanted to be around her, respected her on stage, things like that. So look, people are watching you if you're going to those road shows. Don't doubt that.
Yeah.
And I came home and I called her and I had to hunt her down. All I saw was like t-shirt and all that, and I'm like going to her website and stuff to find her. And I ended up signing up underneath Laura. So
yeah,
I'd like to share that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We were a better fit, and it was she was emulating things that I am and want to emulate. So
right. That's great. Yeah, I'm going to try to bring. I asked Casey. He's the driver of the truck. and he's in the Dominican Republic now on a cruise. So I friended him and I said, you know, are you coming to New York soon? And he goes, I have no idea. So I'm going to try to get a road trip from my peeps in Oswego, my hometown. And I have 5 affiliates there. And see if I can just go down to the Philly Road Show for the day, you know, rent a van or whatever, or whoever has a big car, just go down and just all psych each other out, you know, and then come home and then maybe, you know, they'll see it a little differently. I think a road show is definitely, I know Linda, I brought my girlfriend Linda, and she's been in it for almost a year now. She definitely was psyched when she left. So I was excited that I brought her. I wish I could have brought Lisa down, but maybe Lisa will go to the Philly one with us.
Events are everything. How far is the Philly one from you?
From me, we used to go shopping in Philadelphia all the time because there was no tax on clothes. So I'd say maybe it's a 4-hour drive. I mean, you know, with 5 or 6 of us, it would be, or we could get a hotel. I mean, that would be fun too. Yeah, make it a girls' night out. Yeah, overnight.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
But we all wore our CBD shirts. I had just gotten Linda one that had hemp chick on it with, you know, tattooed here. I am telling you, walking through the Orlando, and that place was huge. She probably got stopped no fewer than 25 people. Where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get that shirt? You know, so wearing your shirts really make a big difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I gave out so many cards in Orlando. It was crazy. And even with all the Hempworks people there, I don't know if it was the shirts we were wearing or my red lipstick. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what it was.
Or your bling green necklace. That was beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I had the really cool blingy necklace, and I was giving out cards left and right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to have your cards on you too.
No, definitely. Never
Yeah,
leave house
always.
home without your cards.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, it is after 7, so it's late for you guys there on the East Coast, 10 o'clock. So I'm going to stop the recording.